My name is Cora and welcome to my first weapon guide. Today we're going to be deep diving into the first DMR and my personal favorite, the M39 EMR, a hard-hitting semi-auto that dominates at mid-ranges. With a base damage of 40, a rate of fire of 257 and a 20-round magazine, the M39 EMR stands out as a well-rounded DMR. Starting with 40 damage, the EMR will 3-shot kill as long as you're hitting anywhere on the upper and lower body, and with a rate of fire of 257, its time to kill would take 467 milliseconds at 0 meters. Coming with a headshot multiplier of 1.5, hitting on the head will change the base damage to 60, which allows for the follow-up shot anywhere to guarantee a 2-shot kill up to 21 meters. This 2-shot kill would change your time to kill to 233 milliseconds at 0 meters. Beyond 21 meters, the damage will start to fall down to 37.5 and headshot damage drops down to 56.25. Beyond 75 meters and up, damage will drop down to 33.4 and headshot damage drops down to 50.1. Do take note, the game will round off the damage to the closest decimal, so don't get confused when you see your damage beyond 75 meters going 33 or 34 damage. However, there is a trick to stretching that 2-tap window. Unlocking the hollow point shells at March 340, it will boost your headshot multiplier to times 1.75, which means up to 21 meters, it will do 70 damage, and up to 75 meters, it will drop the damage down to 65.6 and eventually 58.4. As long as you keep below 75 meter range, one shot to the head and a follow-up shot anywhere on the body will finish off the target every single time. It's Hipfire by default, it's not going to be fantastic. It is a DMR, so don't expect too much when forced into close range when firing from the hip. As for the recoil pattern, from the first shot to the second shot, there is going to be a huge gap in recoil, but once you hit the third and up, the recoil will start to slow down and eventually starts to grow up tightly together a bit to the right. But if you fire your gun a bit slower, that recoil becomes much more manageable and won't deviate as much anymore, which is more advisable for longer range engagements. If you still wish to fire it at its max RPM, I recommend starting aiming for the enemy's pelvis. That's right, start with a Nutshot so when the second recoil kicks in, it will naturally rise up to the chest, and the third shot should either hit the upper chest or the head. However, each barrel still has an impact on your weapon's performance, specifically bullet velocity. When comparing all 3 barrels at the 100 meter mark, you will notice clearly difference in how fast the bullet reaches to the target. Some barrels will speed it up, while others will slow it down, directly affecting how long your shot takes to hit. Once you factor in travel time and calculate the bullet velocity, it becomes clear that your time to kill will naturally increases the further your target is, making velocity a key stat to consider for longer range engagements. For example, if you're using the extended 22 factory barrel, which gives a velocity of 1000, at 100 meter range it should pose no issues when shooting the target at long range. But once you switch to the 16-shot barrel, with a velocity of 650, at 100 meters, it's going to struggle and will require you to lead on more if you wish to hit the target, especially if it's on the move. When it comes to playstyle, you have options. You can use the EMR as a fire support, helping your team by picking off enemies and targeting priority targets. Or if you like to get up close and personal, build it for aggression and turn it into a head-firing monster. For mid to long range, the weapon attachments I would recommend are as follows. For the muzzle, you can use the flash hider to completely hide yourself from in-world spotting, meaning enemies can only locate you through the minimap. But if you're still struggling with recoil, try to get the compensator brake muzzle to help reduce the second shot recoil from kicking up too much. For the barrel, you can go for the extended 22 factory, boosting its bullet velocity up to 1000 meters per second, landing your shots faster and more accurately on distant targets. For the underbarrel, a simple bipod is usually enough. The recoil can be controlled if you're not firing at full RPM, but also, unlike the other grips, you do not suffer from an ADS accuracy penalty when moving. This can be important if you're fighting against someone up at range, and that slight movement from left to right can save your bacon. But if you're still learning the ropes and don't tend to move a lot and stay in one spot, go for any of the vertical grips with the pricier ones giving more control. If you need a faster ADS speed, pick any of the stubby or angle grips based on what you need. Or if you need a combination of recoil, ADS, and bipod, get the classical grip pod. Just remember, grips are really expensive, and the better the improvements, the more it's going to cost, which can limit your other attachment options on the EMR. As for the optics, I recommend the Mars F or the 1P88. Both lets you adjust the zoom and more importantly, maintains a clear and unobstructed view even when fully zoomed in. unlike some variable scopes with obscure red highlights that will block your vision the more and more you zoom in. And lastly, if you are a madman like myself to get the mastery to 40 on the weapon, get the hollow point rounds to improve that headshot multiplier to 1.75. As explained before, up to 75 meters, you can two-shot anyone as long as you can get at least one headshot. Option 1 is going to be my go-to personal build. The recoil isn't going to change much, but since I'm able to manage my recoil or shoot at a lower RPM, the recoil is going to be manageable. This gives me more options to customize my weapon and increase my two-shot kill range further out that enables me to kill people really fast. For option 2, this will be the loadout I will recommend to you guys, as it will massively reduce the recoil build-up, making it easier to land a follow-up shot when firing at full RPM. Just remember not to move around much when ADSing or your accuracy will suffer, which will result in you missing your shots. Position yourself where you can oversee key areas with long sight lines, giving your team reliable overwatch and pressuring on advancing enemies. For close range, I turn the EMR into a semi-auto CQB monster. Pick any of the brake or the converter muzzles. You'll be spotted anyway up close, and this will help reduce horizontal recoil. Pick the 16-shot barrel. Velocity isn't important up close, and the shorter barrel will improve that hipfire handling. 50 MW green laser to improve your hipfire, or if you can unlock the 120 MW blue laser, not only it has the same stats as the 50 MW green, it will improve your ADS accuracy when you're moving, which will happen a lot in CQB fights. Flashlight, useful for blinding and disorienting your enemies in tight fights so there's a chance that they will miss their shots. Simple bipod. Oddly, it helps in hip firing for the weapon, and I don't want to use the other bipods or grips because it will reduce your ADS accuracy. Lastly, for the optics, anything ×2 or lower. Choose what view is best for your own personal preference. For option 3, it's all gonna be about maximizing that hip firing, which will greatly tighten its spread, turning the EMR into a reliable hip firing beast. And as long as you keep below 21 meters and land at least one headshot, you will kill your enemies really fast. But around 15 meters is when I go back to ADSing and start aiming for nutshots to let the recoil do all the work for me. That covers up for the M39 EMR. Pick the attachments you enjoy, learn its effective combat range. Once you see what setup works for you, you will start dominating with the weapon. Huge thanks to Jay Walker for helping me program a working range indication when I hit an enemy. Also, big thanks to RIPTIDE for letting me use this map to let me use the range program for my testing. Let me know what you think about the EMR. Are you enjoying it, or do you have other attachments you prefer? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more gun guides. This is just the beginning. I'm looking forward to hearing your feedback, and I'll catch you all next time.